We all know sugar is bad for your heart. It spikes blood pressure, promotes fat buildup, and increases the risk of heart disease. But what if I told you there's something even more dangerous, and it's probably in your kitchen right now? This one common food is silently damaging your cardiovascular system, clogging arteries, raising bad cholesterol, and fueling hidden inflammation without you even realizing it. Worse yet, it's often marketed as a healthier choice. Millions of people consume it daily thinking it's harmless, while it's quietly contributing to strokes, heart attacks, and chronic fatigue. In this video, we'll uncover 10 of the worst foods for your heart, but the last one is truly shocking. It's worse than sugar and far more common than you think. Stay with me until the end, because this single food could be silently shortening your life. Number 10. Fried foods, fries, chicken, chips. They're crispy, golden, and everywhere, from fast food counters to family dinners. But what many don't realize is that fried foods may be slowly destroying your heart from the inside out. Fried foods like French fries, fried chicken, onion rings, and chips are loaded with trans fats and saturated fats. When oils are heated to high temperatures, especially low-quality, refined vegetable oils, they undergo a chemical breakdown. This produces toxic compounds like aldehydes, which are proven to trigger inflammation in the arteries and even lead to blood clot formation. That's not all. These unhealthy fats increase your LDL, or bad cholesterol, while lowering HDL, the good cholesterol. This imbalance creates the perfect storm for atherosclerosis, where fatty plaques narrow and harden your arteries, choking off blood supply to the heart and brain. Over time, regular consumption of fried foods is strongly linked to heart attacks, strokes, hypertension, insulin resistance, and even type 2 diabetes. And yet, millions continue to eat them weekly, unaware of the silent damage they're causing. And here's the scary part: the damage isn't immediate. It builds up slowly, meal after meal, year after year, until one day, the symptoms strike without warning. But the good news? You don't need to give up flavor to protect your heart. Simple swaps can save your life. Instead of deep frying, try air frying, baking, or grilling. These methods give you the crispiness you crave, without the toxic fat load. Also, switch to heart-healthy oils like extra virgin olive oil or avocado oil, which remain stable under heat and offer antioxidant protection. Your heart remembers every meal you eat. So ask yourself, is that deep-fried snack worth the risk? If you care about your heart health, it's time to rethink fried food. Number 9. Processed meats, bacon, sausages, hot dogs. They smell delicious. They sizzle in the pan. And they're served in breakfasts, barbecues, and lunchboxes around the world. But processed meats like bacon, sausages, and hot dogs are among the most dangerous foods for your heart. Why? Because they're packed with sodium, saturated fat, and harmful chemical preservatives, specifically nitrites and nitrates. These chemicals are used to preserve the meat's color, extend shelf life, and enhance flavor. But inside the human body, nitrites can convert into nitrosamines, compounds linked to inflammation, arterial damage, and even cancer. Processed meats are also extremely high in saturated fats, which raise LDL cholesterol, contributing to the buildup of fatty plaques in the arteries, a leading cause of atherosclerosis, high blood pressure, and heart failure. And it doesn't stop there. These meats promote the accumulation of visceral fat, the dangerous fat that wraps around your internal organs. This hidden fat increases the risk of metabolic syndrome, type 2 diabetes, and sudden cardiac death. Even more alarming? Studies show that just one serving of processed meat per day can significantly increase your risk of heart disease and early death. Yet many people eat these products daily without understanding what they're doing to their cardiovascular system. So what can you do? Protect your heart with smarter choices. Swap out processed meats for lean protein options like skinless chicken breast, wild-caught fish, lentils, or tofu. If you enjoy the smoky flavor, consider smoked tempeh or spice-rubbed roasted vegetables. They offer rich taste without the deadly additives. Also, learn to read labels. Many so-called natural deli meats still contain nitrites or high sodium levels hidden under different names. Remember, it's not just about fat or calories, it's about what these meats are doing inside your arteries. You may love bacon, but your heart doesn't. And if you want to live longer with stronger circulation, it's time to cut back on these silent killers. Number 8. Fast foods and takeaway meals, burgers, nuggets, fries, pizza. They're fast, convenient, and everywhere, but fast foods and takeout meals are one of the leading contributors to heart disease today. Think burgers, fried chicken, pizza, nuggets, and sandwiches dripping with sauces. They're tasty, yes, but the damage they do to your heart is anything but. These foods are often ultra-processed, meaning they're packed with sodium, saturated fat, trans fats, and chemical preservatives, all working together to raise blood pressure, clog arteries, and trigger chronic inflammation inside the body. Trans fats, often found in fast food buns, fried coatings, and processed cheese, are especially dangerous. They don't just increase bad cholesterol, LDL, they also decrease good cholesterol, HDL, creating the perfect storm for atherosclerosis and heart attacks. Even worse? The absurd levels of sodium. A single fast food meal can exceed your entire daily salt limit, leading to fluid retention, blood vessel strain, and ultimately, hypertension, a major risk factor for both strokes and heart failure. And let's not forget the flavor enhancers, preservatives, and artificial ingredients used to prolong shelf life and improve taste. These compounds have been shown to cause oxidative stress and inflammation, accelerating the aging of blood vessels. Yet millions consume these meals several times a week, unaware that each bite pushes them closer to long-term cardiovascular damage. The solution? Take back control. Start by reducing fast food frequency. When possible, cook at home using fresh ingredients, natural seasonings, and heart-healthy oils. Craving a burger? Make your own with lean grass-fed beef or turkey, served on a whole grain bun, and topped with fresh vegetables. Craving fries? Air fry sweet potato wedges with olive oil and herbs. Even small changes can reverse years of damage and protect your heart from further harm. Fast food may be fast, but its effects on your heart are slow, silent, and deadly. Choose better, eat smarter. Your heart is worth the extra 10 minutes. Number 7. Butter and margarine. Butter and margarine, two kitchen staples found in homes across the world. Used to fry, spread, bake, and flavor, but few people realize how damaging these fats can be to your heart. Let's start with butter. It's rich in saturated fat, which directly raises LDL, bad cholesterol levels. Over time, this promotes the buildup of fatty plaques in your arteries, a condition known as atherosclerosis. These plaques restrict blood flow, strain your heart, and increase your risk of heart attack, stroke, and high blood pressure. And then there's margarine, often marketed as a healthier alternative. But in reality, many margarine products are even worse. Why? Because many are made with hydrogenated oils, which contain trans fats, one of the deadliest types of fat for your heart. Trans fats don't just raise bad cholesterol, they lower good cholesterol, HDL, increase inflammation, and make blood vessels stiffer and narrower. Even small amounts can dramatically increase your risk of heart disease and sudden cardiac death. What's worse is that many of these products hide behind misleading labels like zero trans fat, yet still contain partially hydrogenated oils. The result? You're unknowingly consuming artery-damaging fats with every spread or sauté. So what should you do instead? Start by replacing both butter and margarine with heart-healthy alternatives. Use extra virgin olive oil, avocado oil, or even nut butters like almond or cashew for spreads. These fats contain monounsaturated and polyunsaturated fats, which support healthy cholesterol levels and reduce inflammation. When baking, try using mashed avocado, unsweetened applesauce, or Greek yogurt as alternatives to butter. They work surprisingly well and nourish your heart at the same time. The truth is, your daily choices, even something as small as what you spread on toast, add up over time. Make the right swaps, and you can dramatically reduce your heart disease risk. Your arteries aren't just pipes, they're life-giving pathways. Keep them clean. Keep them strong. Number 6. Industrial cheese and pizza. Pizza night might feel like comfort food, but that comfort may be coming at the cost of your heart. Industrial cheese and frozen or fast food pizzas are among the most underestimated threats to cardiovascular health. They may look harmless, but what's inside tells a different story. Let's break it down. Ultra-processed cheeses, the kind found on most pizzas and in packaged meals, are loaded with sodium, saturated fats, and often hidden trans fats. These ingredients combine to raise LDL, bad cholesterol, spike blood pressure, and clog arteries over time. Saturated fat alone promotes the development of atherosclerosis, while excess sodium causes fluid retention, straining the heart and blood vessels. But the danger doesn't stop there. Most industrial pizzas are made with refined vegetable oils, which when baked at high temperatures, oxidize, producing inflammatory compounds that damage arterial walls. Add in artificial flavorings, preservatives, and flavor enhancers, and you're left with a food that's not just unhealthy, but potentially toxic to your cardiovascular system. Studies have shown that frequent consumption of processed cheese and fast food pizza can contribute to obesity, metabolic syndrome, insulin resistance, and a higher risk of stroke and heart failure. And it's not just fast food, even some frozen grocery store pizzas are culprits, hiding behind labels like thin crust or low fat, while still packing in dangerous amounts of sodium and chemical additives. Want a safer solution? Make pizza at home. Use a whole grain or cauliflower crust, top it with fresh tomato sauce, low-sodium mozzarella, and plenty of vegetables. Choose fresh herbs, lean proteins, and heart-healthy oils like extra virgin olive oil. You still get the flavor, but without the cardiovascular cost. What you top your pizza with, and what type of cheese you choose, could be clogging your arteries one slice at a time. Your heart deserves better than what comes in a greasy box. Number 5. Chicken skin and burnt meats. Crispy, flavorful, and often considered the best part of the meal, chicken skin and burnt meats may seem delicious, but they come with a hidden and serious cardiovascular cost. Let's start with chicken skin. It's packed with saturated fat, which is directly linked to elevated LDL, bad cholesterol levels. Over time, this cholesterol builds up inside the arteries, forming plaques that restrict blood flow and increase your risk of heart attacks and strokes. But the danger doesn't stop there. Most commercial chicken is produced using antibiotics and growth hormones, and residues of these compounds are often stored in the fatty tissues, including the skin. When consumed regularly, they can disrupt hormonal balance, increase inflammation, and contribute to chronic disease, especially in older adults. Then there's the issue of burnt meats, think grilled steaks, charred chicken, or well-done burgers. While grilling may seem healthier than frying, the truth is, when meat fat drips onto an open flame, it creates heterocyclic amines, HCAs, and polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons, PAHs. These are toxic compounds linked to inflammation, DNA damage, and accelerated aging of the arteries. These compounds promote arterial stiffness, making it harder for your heart to pump blood effectively, setting the stage for hypertension, arrhythmias, and cardiovascular disease. How to protect your heart. Start by removing the skin from chicken before cooking. Choose lean cuts of meat like skinless breast, turkey, or fish. When grilling or roasting, avoid charring. Use lower temperatures, flip meat frequently, and marinate with antioxidant-rich herbs like rosemary, garlic, or turmeric, which can neutralize some of the harmful compounds. Also, diversify your plate. Replace animal proteins occasionally with plant-based sources like lentils, chickpeas, or tofu, which are naturally cholesterol-free and rich in heart-protective nutrients. Remember, it's not just what you eat, but how you cook it that matters. The crispy skin or burnt edge may be flavorful, but it could be aging your heart from the inside. Number 4, refined vegetable oils. They're in your pantry, your salad dressings, your baked goods, and they're promoted as heart-healthy. But here's the truth, refined vegetable oils may be doing the exact opposite. We're talking about soybean oil, corn oil, sunflower oil, safflower oil, and canola oil, oils commonly used in packaged foods and everyday cooking. While these oils are rich in omega-6 fatty acids, the problem arises when they are consumed in excess and exposed to heat. Our bodies need a healthy balance of omega-6 and omega-3 fats. But the modern diet, overloaded with processed foods, skews heavily toward omega-6. This imbalance triggers chronic inflammation, one of the main drivers of heart disease. When these oils are heated, during frying, roasting, or sautéing, they become unstable and begin to oxidize. This oxidation produces toxic aldehydes and other free radicals that attack blood vessels, age the arteries, and promote the buildup of atherosclerotic plaques. Over time, this raises your risk of heart attacks, strokes, high blood pressure, and even metabolic syndrome. Even worse, these oils hide in plain sight, found in chips, cookies, sauces, frozen meals, and even so-called healthy snacks. You may not pour them on your food, but you're probably consuming them every single day. How can you protect your heart? Replace refined vegetable oils with cold-pressed, unrefined oils that contain antioxidants and stable fats. Extra virgin olive oil, avocado oil, coconut oil, cold-pressed, and flaxseed oil are excellent alternatives. When cooking at higher temperatures, choose oils with high smoke points that don't oxidize as easily, like avocado oil. And don't just swap oils, reduce your intake of processed and packaged foods, which are major sources of hidden refined oils. Your heart is extremely sensitive to the quality of fats you consume. The wrong oils inflame and age it, the right ones protect and nourish it. Every meal is a choice between inflammation and protection. Choose wisely. Number 3, industrial peanut butter. Peanut butter, creamy, convenient, and often marketed as a healthy snack. But not all peanut butter is created equal. In fact, many industrial or commercial peanut butters are quietly wreaking havoc on your heart. What's the issue? It's not the peanuts, it's the added ingredients. Most store-bought brands are loaded with hydrogenated oils, added sugars, and excess sodium. These hydrogenated oils are used to give the product its smooth, spreadable texture and longer shelf life, but they come with a serious price. Hydrogenated oils contain trans fats, which are among the most dangerous fats for your cardiovascular system. Trans fats increase LDL, bad cholesterol, lower HDL, good cholesterol, and promote chronic inflammation, which contributes to plaque buildup, hardened arteries, and an increased risk of heart attack and stroke. And don't be fooled by labels that say zero trans fat. Manufacturers can legally list 0 grams if the product contains less than 0.5 grams per serving. But these amounts add up fast, especially if peanut butter is a daily habit. To make matters worse, many commercial brands add high fructose corn syrup or refined sugar, which adds to weight gain, insulin resistance, and further fuels heart disease. And the excess sodium? It contributes to elevated blood pressure, putting additional strain on your heart and blood vessels. The good news: a simple switch can protect your heart. Look for 100% natural peanut butter, with only 1 or 2 ingredients, peanuts and salt, or better yet, just peanuts. These versions retain the beneficial fats, protein, and fiber without the artery-clogging additives. Better still, try making your own at home by blending dry-roasted peanuts until smooth. It's fresher, cleaner, and far better for your heart. Peanut butter should be a source of nourishment, not a hidden danger. So next time you reach for that jar, check the label. Because what looks like a health food could be silently aging your arteries, one spoonful at a time. Number 2, industrial meat broth, bouillon cubes and soup bases. It's that tiny cube you drop into your soup, or the powdered broth that adds instant flavor to rice, sauces, or stews. But what you may not realize is that industrial meat broths and bouillon cubes are secret saboteurs of your heart health. These products are ultra-concentrated in one thing, sodium, and lots of it. Just one cube can contain over half your daily sodium limit, and most people use more than one. Excess sodium causes your body to retain water, which raises blood pressure and forces your heart to work harder, leading to hypertension, arterial damage, and a much higher risk of heart attack and stroke, especially in people over 50. But the dangers don't stop with salt. Most commercial broths are filled with monosodium glutamate, MSG, and chemical preservatives. These additives enhance flavor artificially and prolong shelf life, but they also disrupt your gut microbiome, damaging the delicate balance of bacteria that regulate inflammation, cholesterol, and blood pressure. Chronic inflammation, especially in the vascular system, is one of the key drivers of cardiovascular disease, and these broths contribute to it with every serving. Some brands also use hydrolyzed proteins and artificial colorings, which have been linked to metabolic disturbances and oxidative stress, both of which accelerate arterial aging. Want a heart-healthy alternative? Skip the cubes and powders. Instead, prepare homemade broth using fresh bones, vegetables, herbs, and filtered water. It's richer in nutrients, free of chemical additives, and contains far less sodium. You can even make a big batch, freeze it in portions, and use it all week for soups, stews, grains, or sauces. It takes a few extra minutes, but your heart will thank you for years to come. Those tiny cubes may seem harmless, but they're concentrated with compounds that silently damage your cardiovascular system. Don't trade your heart's health for artificial flavor. Choose real, whole ingredients every time. Number 1, sugar-free microwave popcorn. Popcorn, it sounds innocent, even healthy. Especially when it's labeled sugar-free. But microwave popcorn, especially the kind sold in pre-packaged bags, may be one of the most dangerous foods for your heart. And here's why. First, it's not the corn that's the problem, it's what's added to it. Most microwave popcorn bags are lined with perfluorinated compounds, PFCs, chemicals used to make the bags grease-resistant. When heated, these compounds leach into the popcorn, and once in your body, they accumulate over time, leading to arterial damage, high blood pressure, and increased risk of heart failure. But that's just the beginning. Many sugar-free varieties are still loaded with sodium, artificial flavor enhancers, and hydrogenated oils, which contain trans fats, even if the label says 0. Trans fats are notorious for increasing LDL cholesterol, lowering HDL cholesterol, and triggering chronic inflammation, the very conditions that clog arteries and fuel heart disease. Even if the popcorn doesn't taste salty, the added flavor powders can deliver hundreds of milligrams of sodium per serving, pushing your intake far beyond safe levels, especially dangerous for seniors and people with high blood pressure. Over time, regular consumption of microwave popcorn can quietly contribute to atherosclerosis, irregular heartbeat, and stroke risk, all under the guise of being a light snack. Here's the better option: ditch the bag. Instead, buy organic, non-GMO popcorn kernels, and pop them on the stovetop or in an air popper using extra virgin olive oil or coconut oil. Sprinkle with herbs, nutritional yeast, or a touch of sea salt for flavor, without the chemical load. Popcorn can be a heart-healthy snack, but only when made the right way. Don't let the word sugar-free fool you. The damage isn't in the sweetness, it's in the invisible toxins that come with it. One bag at a time, this snack could be aging your heart faster than you know. You've just uncovered 10 everyday foods that may be quietly destroying your heart from the inside out, and the scariest part is, most people think they're harmless, or even healthy. From fried favorites and processed meats to microwave popcorn and refined oils, these hidden threats increase inflammation, raise bad cholesterol, spike blood pressure, and silently clog your arteries. But here's the good news: you have the power to reverse the damage, one meal at a time. Swap the danger foods for whole, natural ingredients. Read labels. Choose heart-healthy oils. Cook with intention. Because every bite is a choice, toward disease or toward life. If this video opened your eyes, give it a like. Comment below, which food shocked you the most? Subscribe now for more life-saving health truths your doctor may not tell you. Your heart deserves better. Start today.